My name is Ty Butson and I'm a 5.0 pickleball player.
My name is Eli and I suck at pickleball. I have a 4.0 tournament coming up in June and my duper is 3.4.
So we've got some work to do, starting with your backhand roll. Okay, let's hit a couple. I just want to see how it's looking. I'm gonna stand over here and just kind of toss them to you. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start off with your grip. As far as your grip goes, you have your current grip, your V grip, finger up, which is great. You have more control, that's the benefit of it. The only downside is you lose a little bit of pace and spin. And so if you go to continental, which is what people call also a hammer grip, easier to understand, that is a little bit easier to get a little more reach, a little more motion in your wrist, which creates spin and pace. So starting with a couple tips that could help you. One, you could use your legs, your lower body a little bit more. Just being stable, not as much standing straight up, but trying to feel engaged.
Yeah.
And so as you're hitting the shot, you're kind of sinking into the shot and exploding through. Using the bigger muscles means you can be more consistent. Versus relying on just your arm, you're gonna lose the consistency.
So we're going for consistency.
Consistency over the power, always. And then the other thing is you can dip more on your paddle face. A lot of people start sideways or maybe just slightly downwards. That's fine, you can totally hit a roll. I'd say it's more of a roll than a flick. And it is a little more consistent. But if you really want to get that spin, dipping the paddle head creates more rotation on the ball, total.
Are you straight down almost, or are you just like kind of diagonally?
It goes pretty low, yeah. Maybe almost all the way down, pretty close to it. So, you want to try some more?
Yeah, let's get a few like that.
Yeah, let's do a few like that, yeah. And this is not gonna happen right away.
I'm a little nervous about hitting it with the new grip.
Yeah.
It feels a little funky. But
you're also changing your grip. So there's like 3 things we're doing here. I'd say right now, focus a little more on the legs.
On the legs?
Yeah, using the bigger muscle group. This is already looking better.
I feel so weak.
Weak?
Yeah, like I'm hitting because I'm so used to like kind of smashing it right there and putting wrist into it.
Yeah.
But right now I feel like I'm rolling up on it and getting topspin.
You are.
But it's not moving as fast.
Not snapping as much, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. That looks good. You're definitely using different muscles. Nice. Ooh, that was pretty.
That felt better.
That was good.
I tried to go down more.
You sunk into it more too. Ooh. So another thing, just a couple shots of yours we're going out. And so instead of getting to the ball in time, soon, dropping the face, it's a little bit late. And so getting there late just means you're gonna miss hit it on the paddle face. So a lot of times that's probably around here. Or just maybe even towards the edge. And that means also the paddle face is open on impact on the paddle face. So instead of closed in impact, it's a little open and also miss hit. The most important is get there in time.
Okay.
Get there sooner.
With that being said, are you anticipating when you hit a flick? Or are you always kind of waiting out here and you can quickly just dip down?
Yeah, great question. So I watch, Ben is the best at hitting this. And you'll even see, he'll be here, and as that ball is hit, he is literally dropping his paddle face. And if he decides last second it's too low, he'll switch back here. So he's obviously on a different level. He's a pro and the best at it. But if you watch him in games, you'll see like he'll be here anticipating, drop his paddle head, and then either go for it or go right back into this dink slice position. And so he is in a neutral position here, but as they're hitting it, he will drop and either take it if he thinks it's good or go back to here. There is a difference between a flick and a roll. You know, a flick, you can get more wrist on it, I would say, and more pace, more spin. A roll is using more of your arm. And usually that means on a roll that the ball is lower, you can't really use too much wrist if it's too low, and keep the ball in play. It's usually gonna fly out because you're just hitting it too hard. Roll, usually lower, more of your arm, and then flick, more of your wrist, and then ball is usually higher.
Would you say for your roll then your wrist is a bit more locked and you're going up with your shoulder?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
And locking your wrist is gonna make it so that you're more consistent. On a roll, it's stricter on your wrist especially, and the follow through's usually straighter, not as flimsy or crazy at the end. So it's here, similar to dropping it, maybe more sideways even sometimes, depending on the height, and then just following through, if I'm hitting it straight, following through up. Flick mechanics, similar starting, like they're the same setup. It is an upward motion, but you're really whipping your wrist. So on a roll, it's like, I might only finish with my paddle face ending like this. On a flick, it's like all the way through and really whipping through. So you have to get the full follow through with your wrist if you want the ball to stay in play. A lot of people get scared and they'll stop it. So they'll stop, and then that actually either goes in the net or way out. Roll's more consistent, flick can be less consistent.
I feel like I have a more consistent backhand roll. I think my key takeaway was making sure I have my new grip with my finger down, and then getting low and trying to be more consistent by using my whole body, as opposed to just wildly swinging with my wrist.
Yeah, I thought you nailed it. And even though we switched your grip, you picked it up really fast. For you guys, if you have any kind of questions at all, feel free to drop them below and we'll help answer as many as we can. Anyways, I think you did great, man.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.